Welcome back to Oguta Roundtable. Unfortunately, we're going to be, this episode of Oguta Roundtable is going to roll tomorrow from the convention ground. So we're going to have Dr. Okwuosa live with us tomorrow during the convention, and we're going to bring him live. Okay, let's see if Dr. Okwuosa is here with us now. Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. And once again, apologies for the delay, but we have the program on the road now. And so, please introduce yourself to us and the Oguta people in general.
Yes, my name is Dr. Felix Okwuosa. I call my profession the power of 0 and 100%. So meaning zero waste, involving 100% of the people in the journey.
Wow, that's a good one. And it's to you, Dr. Okwuosa, for making Oguta Roundtable possible. Mbona, sir.
Mbona.
Then my question, Bo, considering that you are the man for the job in Nigeria now, how do you think we can start to get things right, starting from in Nigeria, but starting from our own beloved Amish?
Yeah, so before I answer that question, I want to put it in perspective what I have done so far and the simple formula for what I have done. And I over-delivered more than $50 million a year to Coca-Cola for about 5 years. My job is to find the waste, create the process, and then eliminate the waste.
Wow.
So the one formula worked for me that will work anywhere in any situation.
Wow.
And you don't have to go to college, you don't have to go to university to do what I do. Wow. The one formula that worked for me is knowing that you cannot fix the world unless you fix the person. So every time and everywhere that I go, I always take care of the people that work for me. I get down to their level, I eat with them, and we chat, we play soccer together. You can imagine a vice president going to Mexico to visit a site, and I don't hang out with the directors and vice presidents. I hang out with people that work on the floor. And we go out and play soccer. We play soccer, and then we eat together, and we drink together, and we go to work the next day. So my advice and what I have done
Can I make you laugh?
is just to make sure that, yeah.
I said, you know that in our country, that happens only just before campaign for photo shoot.
Yeah,
The governors only mix with us and take pictures and dust their body and they are gone until the next election.
Yes, yes. I do it every day. That's my life. Every day. I know the people that work for me. I know them by names. I know their stories. I know their children's names and their wives, and I know their stories.
Wow. So it
And
gets
they
beyond
deliver
just
for
work
me.
for you. It gets personal to the people that you need to work.
Exactly. You have to fix the people first.
Wow.
Find out what their problems are. Take care of their problems. The rest will fall in place.
Wow.
You cannot go to Oguta and tell people, hey, Nduguta bika anyị si ka onye ọbụla abịa na bribe na politics. When that person cannot even buy a cup of beans, and you have not spoken with that person in ages. Selection, Rugia, you think you have their voice, you think you can influence them. No, you haven't. You haven't earned their trust. You have to earn the trust of the people first. And the way you earn the trust of the people is when people trust that you actually care about them and you care for them. Then you may not give them money, you may not give them a bribe, but if you make them feel good about who they are as human beings, they will listen and they will understand what you're saying. It's not something you do from 1,000 miles because you're a chief, because you're a doctor, because you have money, or because you think you are a human being and they are subhumans. We are all the same, and everyone has the same need in this world. It's a need that starts at the lowest level, which is the need that man must work. Gary must be on the table for the children. If Gary is not on the table for the children, the man must find this. Right? And then until we get all the way up to the level where everybody needs love, everybody needs a sense of belonging, nobody wants to be an outcast in a society. Nobody wants to live in a society where 10 people are billionaires and 1 million others are poor, begging for crumbs of bread, and probably fighting with the dogs over who gets the crumb before it hits the floor.
Wow.
It's not a good way for humans to live. Humans must love unconditionally, and humans must be very accepting of each other, and humans must ask the question, what have I done today to pay back to God that gave me? The only person that gave me something for free in this world is my God. He gave me oxygen. I don't pay for oxygen. You don't pay for oxygen. The day God decides to take oxygen away from you, you are dead. So ask yourself on a daily basis, what have you done to pay back to God? Or say, thank you, God, for giving me this free oxygen. It's not by hoarding your money. It's not by becoming the richest man in your community. It's by sharing the love with everybody. It's by loving one another. It's by asking the question, my neighbor, did my neighbor eat today? And asking yourself the question, did I throw away excess food while my neighbor next door is hungry?
Wow.
And that is what I take to my workplace, and I throw away my PhD. I throw away all the tools in my toolbox, and I work on this basic principle. And believe it or not, people work very hard for me everywhere that I go, and they deliver.
Wow. This is, I will tell you that, you know what it means that you knocked off my socks. I never thought you were going to go to this direction at all. This is like what they say, Ubuntu, which is for humanity, bringing out sharing humanity, shared humanity, which is an operating system, a Linux operating system developed in South Africa, and it's an open source Linux operating system, and it was named Ubuntu for Humanity. And this principle, like you just said, is just the principle of Ubuntu, being the humanness, focus on the human being first, then the task. And little did we know, in fact, to a great extent, I've been involved in development management, and currently I'm learning Agile, because I'm going to be working for an European company for a project, a software development project. Within the next couple of days, the project is going to start, and I'm going to be a team lead and an Agile leader, manager, and it is about managing people. And what you just said is bringing a personal perspective to what I didn't even think about. And you know, once in a while we'll do a few of it, but you have nobody has ever presented it in this manner. And especially now that I know that Nigeria desperately need her people if it will succeed. Because, when you have plenty, it's easy to ignore waste. But when you have almost nothing, that means we are at a critical stage, almost life support, where no waste can be accommodated. So at this critical point in Nigeria, and of course, with extension, our Oguta community, how can we practically bring this to Ameshi in solving problems and in improving the lives and livelihood?
Yeah, so like you mentioned Ubuntu, I am a member of the community of Ubuntu community. And that's how I operate. Even when I have my meetings, we sit round table, and we take turn living like a community. And we also apply the Quaker principle, which is the principle of if you have a problem or an opportunity, you present it to members of the community and you ask them to ask questions, and they give you feedback, solutions on how to solve it. So I think the same principles apply as well in Oguta. We have to have a way to bring all the stakeholders together as a family and sit on a round table and ask ourselves the question, what is the problem? What is the opportunity? And then go back and ask, why does this opportunity present itself? And one thing you will find out is that the problems that we have in Oguta and in Nigeria, they are what we call wicked problems. There's a reason why they are called wicked problems. They are wicked problems because only they want one single solution. Sometimes the solution you present is also the problem itself. And so the only way that you solve the problem is by bringing the stakeholders together and working in a collaborative way. So the problem of Oguta is one where we have to all come together. We have to all come together and realize that the smartest person in our midst is the weakest that we have in our midst. Wow. And the moment that we realize that we are as strong as that weakest person that we call uneducated, poor, stupid, whatever you want to call the person, the moment we realize that that is the strength that we have as a community or how strong we are, the better we're going to all want to lift the floor so that everyone can rise above and not some underneath, but everyone above. So I believe with what we are doing and with what you're doing with the Radio One is to continue to bring us together, is continue to reach out to the people that don't know me well, the people I may not know, but bring us together. Maybe someday find out how can we bring the local government chairman to come and have a dialogue with the people and put politics aside. No PDP, no APC slogan, no ABC, no CDEF, no slogans. Just bring us together, round table as Umungine, and let us talk about us and about our community and about Obodanyo Bubuta. That's how we can solve this thing. So I encourage you and your team to continue to reach out. One day, and truly, one day, we will be able to sit on a round table and there will be no PDP, no APC, no CDF, no MGH, no levels. And we will talk like Umungine, which is what we are. And we should be able to talk like Umungine.
Wow, wow, This is more than exciting for me. Before we go far, I want to ask a very critical question. If you are speaking, you are face to face now, talking with the political leaders, community leaders, cultural leaders in our OCDU, different OCDU leaders in our different OCD branches, the leaders, what is the key thing you want them to take away from this program today?
The key thing I want them to take away from the program, I will explain it in a visual format. Maybe that will make sense. Just picture everybody, this thing that I'm talking about now, we United, all of us, and it's what all of us, we all have in common. Out of nowhere, we entered a woman's womb, stomach, and we were born. We were born either in a hospital or somewhere. And then with trust, we trusted that the woman who gave birth to us, somewhere that would be safe. And eventually, the woman would take us to her house. You see, at that time, the little baby, the vulnerable, everywhere, maybe not even seeing anything, but trusting that that God is in charge.
Yeah.
That's life. That's how all of us were born. We were all born into a strange place that we call home or parents. Now, fast forward, we get old or we get sick and we die. But before we die, God says to us, you came with nothing, you will go with nothing. So God will show you a dressing room or a locker room and say, take your clothes off, take your shoes off, take everything you have on you, take them off. Your money, your bank account, your house, leave them behind. Please jump into the shower, wash off everything that belongs to this world, and then jump over here where you are nothing. That's who we are. At the end of the day, all those things will be left behind. So my brothers and sisters, the advice I will give us is that we came as strangers, and by accident or by whatever, we found ourselves belonging to a community, belonging to Mama and Papa, and we say those are our parents. We didn't choose them. We did not have any choice as to who those people will be, but that's who they ended up being. At the end, when life is done, when we are done with this world, remember that we will take a shower, the final shower, that God will take us to that locker room and tell us to empty everything we have, take a shower, wash off all the cologne, wash off all the soap, wash off all the things that belong to this world, and jump over to a land where you are nothing but food for the ants and insects. And you become manure that God wants to use to make the next crop. That's pretty much who we are. We are absolutely nothing, just vanity. My brothers and sisters, the little time we have in this world, we must use it to be good, to do something nice, so that when we leave and go to the underworld, 100 years from now, the little boy that we never ever thought about will come to this world can walk the streets of Oguta and see your footprints and say, I want to follow this footprint. That's what life is all about, my brothers and sisters. We are empty. We came here with nothing. We are living with nothing. Let us leave the world better than we saw it. Our ancestors may not be happy with us because the torch they passed on to us, it's almost not lit anymore. So that's all I have to say. I'm sorry if some people think that I'm philosophical, but I will tell you that I can be technical as well. But at this point, I don't think the problems we have are technical problems. I think the problems we have are failure to connect our heart with our words and our deeds. And we must connect all three of them, body, soul, and mind.
It's a foundational problem, truly a foundational problem. And it's also, some of the problem, I'm sorry to say, can also in some ways be traced to religion. And I will just make an example. If Madam Meyife, Ishini report to church, he won't apologize. But Ishini Yakwaja and Arushi, they would sit up and ask you to come, let's talk about it.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we have a God that is a forgiving God. So if God says, I am a forgiving God, so you can sin all you want, as long as you ask for forgiveness, He will forgive you. You have nothing to fear. But if you remember that it's not all about that, but it's the fact that you worked very, very hard in this world. You worked very, very hard. You starved yourself of a lot of things. But on the last day, you are going with nothing. That should be an eye-opener to tell you that, hey, all those things are vanity. I need to do good for humanity. So even Arushi no herself like humanity. And religion like humanity. But for people to say, because of that, no, I think it's just people reaching for a reason. I think the bottom line is vanity upon vanity. It doesn't matter whether Maharushi will matter more akika, it doesn't matter. But think about all the bad things, and when that's think about where they start with you. Will they start from your eyes, your mouth, or where? At the end of the day, you're powerless. So, vanity upon vanity. Let us think about how we can make this world last for the next 2 million years. It's very possible that in 100 years' time, there may not be a town called Oguta. But some people may think it's not possible. But it's possible. So let us do whatever we can to protect Oguta and make sure that now for the next 1 million years, that there is still a town called Oguta.
I'm sure a lot of Jews won't know that some of their generation will be going through what they are going through now.
Exactly. Even your own father and your grandfather, they will be feeling sorry for you now because you're tough for more than going after us.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I'm going to touch, one problem I have is that sometimes Anamadi went to hold break. Once I have somebody opportunity to ask questions, sometimes. Even Chorijubu recently, Ongere Aru Washimere Oguta, and you were at the forefront of raising funds for these events. What was the essence of the fund that was being raised? Without yeah, go on, sir.
Yeah, the bottom line is that I believe that truth and good must prevail over evil and lies. First of all, there was a little girl that was raped.
How old was she?
I heard she's about 13 or 14 years old that was raped.
Okay.
Not only was she raped, but she was brutally brutally raped,
Wow.
sodomized, and destroyed the rest of her life.
Wow.
The behavior and the act called rape is evil, and everyone must denounce evil.
Wow.
And rape must not be a part of Oguta. That is the bottom line as to why we started raising the money, is to make sure that Oguta and rape are like night and day, so that night and day will never meet each other again. Yes, it happened to a little girl, but at the end of the day, we do not want it to happen to any other girl or any other boy in Oguta ever again. So the money that we are raising is only a small portion of what we need from Oguta. We need, at the end of the day, from Munduguta to know that when one sees evil and you keep your mouth shut and you don't say anything because it's not you, because it's not your daughter, just remember that you're encouraging that thing to happen
again.
And one day it may be you,
worst.
the next day it may be your own daughter as well, or it may be your own mother or your own sister. So, my brothers and sisters, whenever and wherever rape exists, we must uproot it. And our girls must be free. Our girls must be respected as human beings. And rape is evil. And whoever commits the act of evil rape does not deserve to be a human being. That person is an animal. Yeah.
Some of these young men might even be married, or even if he gets married, can probably not even satisfy his wife. But yet he just allowed himself to be.
No external said to commit rape or to rape another person. The person is the definition of devil. And my question to Nduguta, why do we eat with a rapist? Why is it that Nanduguta marry a rapist? Anybody who violates a little girl, girls are God's gift. A girl is the most beautiful creature that God made in this universe. And for anybody to violate a little girl, that person is the devil himself, and that person does not deserve to live in this world.
The society.
Little girls, our little girls must enjoy their life. Our little girls must be free. Our little girls must grow up to be the beautiful queen that God wants them to be. And anything that stands in the way of them being the queen is evil. And everybody in our community, we must fight evil. Evil is evil, and there is no external devil here. Whoever does that is the devil himself, and it must be condemned.
In all strong terms. My other question, Boo, as this is going on, are we creating any effort to create like a kind of sensitization? Because sometimes, my question is, sometimes when when good people refuse to speak, evil expand. And over the years, there's been a lot of pockets of stories of rape, and a lot of young women that have even left Oguta never to come back. I've heard stories being in Oguta. Now that this particular one is like a scapegoat, how far can we use it to rub on the face of the young people growing up now, to tell them that from this moment on, this is now zero tolerance to any of these kind of acts in Ani Amish?
Yes, my brother, that's a very, very good question. Right now, we have a strategy, and we are working towards making sure that every opportunity to eradicate, to shame rape, eradicate rape, and to make sure that Satan does not live in our community anymore. we are exploring those. And that includes some of the things that you suggested, and we are still deliberating on how we go about those. And we keep Oguta people posted on the plan as it matures. But sometimes there are certain things that you have as a plan, and you just execute on those plans just to not show all your cards to the devil.
Devil, definitely.
But yes, all of the things that you suggested, and some more things are being considered as well. Okay. All of them.
Well, before I let you go, just got permission from my producers to pull you into the event of tomorrow when the network was misbehaving, but eventually we got you. There's a convention going on in Oguta, an Oguta convention going on in Abuja. In fact, we're in our ad hoc studio in Owerri because a lot of the crew have been already on their way to Abuja, and they're just arriving Abuja as I speak for this convention, and it is the OCDU Abuja convening it, and it's a slightly different from the usual Bia Kanira, Kaniwa, Ria kind of convention. They are raising and asking some critical questions to the survival of Amechi, our culture, and our traditional institutions. What would you like to say to Oguta people about the need for such conventions, and what would you like to say to the organizers and also to the participants of that event tomorrow in Abuja?
Well, anything OCDU, I am in support, because OCDU is like the voice for the poor, the voice for all Oguta people. So whatever the Abuja people are doing, I am in support. Actually, as a matter of fact, financially, I donated some money towards that convention as well, just to show my support as well. And my dear cousin, Ojo Oguta, or my cousin called Mama Ndibani Mama.
Okay.
So we are in touch, and I believe that they have a good plan. What they are doing is very good, and I encourage all Oguta people to ask themselves one question, and the question is this: what part should I play to make OCDU stronger? Today is a convention. Tomorrow we want to take it to the street. And everyone should be asking the question, what is my contribution? How can I make OCDU stronger? And everyone has a part to play in this. So to the people that will be attending,
before we let you go, what would you like to say to our sponsors, which is you and my auntie Marianne Mwabeani Ani, and of course my producer Evangelist Henry Okoli? What would you like to say to them before we'll let you go?
So that's all you have. So Mona me ario gonu yi anya na ebere ka Chukwu continue na-eche anyị Chukwu na-echekwa anyị anyị adịkwa na-eme na-eyi aka ka Oguta na-aga nke ọma. Oguta na-agakwa nke ọma, anyị adịkwa na-ekpe ekpere na ọ ya dị n'onye ọbụla mma. Ife ọma ọbụla onye ọbụla bụ n'obi n'ụzọ niile anọ n'Oguta, Chukwu ya eyi na aka ife ọma nọ niile ya emekwanye ya mekwanye niile a. Nke ọjọọ ama emedi. And onye na-eme ife ọma n'Oguta, Chukwu ya continue na-agọzi ya bụ onye. So ndị be anyị biko ni Chineke na ọ dị izi anyị ma na ọ dị izi ma Chineke Oguta bụ obodo anyị niile.
Mbona. Thank you very much, Dr. Okwuosa. We're like as usual, we're always going to keep bringing you back. Now that I know another angle, you'll be on my speed dial from now on. Mbona, my brother. Okay, Mbona. All right, thanks again for coming on Oguta Roundtable. Good night.
Okay, bye-bye.
My people, that's how much we can take on today's episode. Remember that the convention in Abuja will be covered live here, so stick on with us. And remember, from the first week of December, our new program, which is this week in Oguta, will be debuting. The premiere will be the first week of December. So do well and keep in touch. Keep all of us in your prayers. And remember that Oguta Dimma Odinimunayi. Thank you and God bless you.